welcome to episode number 57. So today's topic is what it's like to not be wrong. And I've been so as most of you know that, whoever watches these lives and watches these videos later, is aware that I kind of choose topics that show up in my world. And so there's something that I've been playing with in the last little while, and actually have created a challenge, a 30-day challenge of being grateful. And how this came about was really, it really speaks to this topic about not being wrong. So how does this all kind of fit together? Well, it fits together in a way that whenever you uh, whenever you are grateful for something, whatever that something is, you can't be in the wrongness of that thing. And so I've been playing with a topic of all kinds of things, like not only around myself, but things that I go through in my general day, where there's little things that always stick you. And so in playing with that and playing with that energy and looking at that energy, I have really become aware of it's this place where we go to a wrongness about something, and it can be anything. It's really interesting, what can show up, and what, when you start playing with this, you notice where it is that you actually um go to make yourself wrong, or make something wrong, that it's not okay, or whatever it may be. And so um as an example, I'll give an example that came up, not about me in particular, but somebody else, and they were talking about being tired. And so they were going into the wrongness of them being tired. Well, what if you're just grateful for being tired? Um, and it's such a strange thing. Like, you're like, well, why would I be grateful? I have all these things to do, all these things going on in my life. I can't afford to be tired. Why would I be grateful for it? Well, that's the interesting thing. When you look at being grateful for it, when you actually say that you're grateful, and you look at this space, and you become aware of that, when you're grateful for something, you can't be in resistance to it. You can't be in the wrongness of it. And that's how I got to become aware of this wrongness that we make ourselves, that we look at ourselves and make ourselves wrong for things. And so in using this thing with being grateful, it really opened up the world, or made me realize like how much we go into the wrongness. And so anywhere where you have resistance to anything in yourself, um, look at playing with that. And the interesting thing is that really going into the wrongness is a default that most of us use. Most of us go there. We're just like, everything is wrong. Like, and you look at all these things, and I get some people are more so inclined than others. People that look at, glasses always half empty. Well, they're looking at the wrongness of everything. Um, what if there wasn't actually anything like that? What if that didn't exist? What if it was something that you're just choosing every day, that you're focusing on the wrongness? What if there was no failure? What if none of that stuff actually was real? It was just something that we've been told that we have to choose, or that we have been choosing, or we see that that's what people choose. Um, and this whole thing with wanting people to fail, like, how often is it that you see somebody do something spectacular, and then you see right away all these people saying, wanting to basically, or really looking for them to fail. It's this really strange thing that shows up in our world. And so what if none of these things would actually affect your life? And what if you started to look at all the things that you see as a wrongness? I mean, one of the easiest places to start for most people is their body. There is something about just about everyone that I know that probably can find something that they don't like about their body, and they make it a wrongness. Um, that's like just a starting point. So what if you were grateful for all the things about your body that you thought were wrong? How much freedom would that give you? And not only how much freedom would it give you, but how much space would that create? How much energy do you put into on a daily basis making your body wrong? Well, suddenly when you're not doing that, you are available to all this energy that you normally spent making yourself wrong. And that, I'm just using a body as an example because it's a physical thing and most people can relate to things that they don't like about their body, which again is just is something that doesn't isn't actually true. What you may not like about your body, somebody else might actually really like about your body, which is the bizarre thing. So there is nothing wrong with your body. Your body is what it is. It's this creation that you get to use to walk around this thing we call Earth. And so, what if you looked at it in a completely different way? And so, everywhere you go to this wrongness of whatever it is, if you start playing with being grateful, which will take you out of the wrongness, and it really, it as you start doing this, you'll notice how much space it creates. And you may have to like say it over and over, go over and over, whatever it may be. You may really have to, it might not come immediate, is what I'm saying. And there's times where it will be just that. You're just going to be like, wow, what did that just change? Holy crap, I feel completely different. I am completely different. How much time have I been spending on this wrongness of me? And so, really playing with that energy and playing with this whole idea, this whole place that we have bought as real, that everything is wrong. And what if it doesn't actually have to be wrong at all? What if it was just what it is, and what if it could contribute to you in a way that you've never allowed it to contribute to you? And so I used a body as an example. You can use relationships. You can use anything that you have resistance to, or whatever that may be. It may be to money. It may be to receiving. It may be to people in your life. It may be to business. It may be to relationships. It may be to all kinds of things. It can be anything, to animals, to like whatever it may be. You can literally use this for everything and anything that you have resistance to. And it is really, truly this crazy gift that we have to change our worlds. We have this dynamic ability and gift to change anything in our lives at all. And this really, really, when you get out of the wrongness and when you start realizing how much time you put into it, how much energy you put into making things wrong, being wrong, other people being wrong, it is really amazing when you start to realize how much time and energy you actually put in to keeping that going, and how much what else would be possible if you didn't spend all that time and energy on that. And if you really started to look then at, as you become aware of that, you can then start looking at other things in your life and really realize that, wow, I am here to change something. I have the capacity to change things. What else can that be? And what else can I really put my energy to that I know will create a future that I would like to create, other than going into the wrongness of me and everything and everybody around me, which doesn't really create an amazing future for most people. So it's just something to play with and something that I thought I'd bring up for this week. Please let me know if you are playing with it, what it creates, if it creates anything for you, if you've noticed anything. I am always interested to hear what changes, if any, happen when you start looking at choosing something different and playing with something different in your world. So thank you so much for watching. Super grateful. Thank you for Tanya for being live this time, and anyone else that will see this in the future. Um, and yeah, what else can we create and what else can we be? And I've got some noise upstairs. So on that note, I'll end this. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye.